So during the lecture, I will ask you to mark your attendance. You should be replies in the chat box with a yes message. Listen everyone. During the lecture, I will ask you mark your attendance. You should be answer with yes in a chat box. Everybody. So the attendance within a difference of 1 minute, that will be considered. Yeah, everybody has to be reply in a chat box. Once I declare that key, mark your attendance. So reply with yes message. So now we will start the session. Yeah, good morning. Last time we have discussed, so this is outline of first unit. What we have learned last time. Yeah, graphics, primitive, pixel, resolution, aspect ratio, frame buffer, display devices, application of computer graphics. And today we are starting OpenGL. So again, we have seen the introduction of OpenGL. It's a graphics API and not a platform, right? It's require a language to operate in, like a C, C++. It also support Java and Kotlin also. So it is you should have, if you want to perform the practical. So this is a more practical base. By using the OpenGL API, you should have the knowledge of C and C++. As stated in syllabus, that C++ is a companion language, right? So we should have the knowledge of C++ programming language, and then one can implement one can use the OpenGL API in the C programming language to execute the graphics programming, right? To execute the graphics programming. OpenGL is mainly used for the graphics related programming or the graphics related application, right? Remember that. So this is OpenGL architecture. We will discuss this, right? This is a component diagram, right? Simple. This is a component diagram, and each component is responsible for a certain function, right? So it is also called as a pipelining architecture, right? It is also called as a pipelining architecture. Sometime in some book, it is said that it is OpenGL pipelining architecture. So why so it is called as a pipelining? Because all the tasks execute one after the other. Remember, so you can see various component here, right? Right, various component, and each component or each block perform a certain specific task during the execution of the graphics program with the help of OpenGL library or OpenGL APIs, right? So remember, only this is a block diagram or this is OpenGL architecture. Sometimes this architecture is called as OpenGL pipelining architecture, as all the tasks is executing one after the other, as shown in the diagram. The flow is also shown how it is to be executed. Once you submit your program to CPU for execution, and how the process will be start, still the output come, that's shown in this flow diagram. Hence it is called as a pipelining structure. And this again, I said that each block is responsible for function, right? Certain function, right? Certain function. CPU, you know, right? What is a CPU? That you know, right? So I will right. CPU, as you can see, it is a processing unit which are responsible for accepting the input, right? Which is responsible for accepting the input. So here is one of the component is a evaluator. Sometimes it is called as a polynomial evaluator. So you know what is a polynomial means. It is not a linear, right? So though it is right, only right, polynomial is though it is mentioned, but it is responsible for a polynomial as well as linear execution, right? How linear evaluation, right? You understood the meaning of the evaluator. The evaluator is also one of the component of this OpenGL architecture. It is a program which are responsible for evaluating the query or evaluating the problem in terms of the polynomials or in terms of the linear also. So evaluator allow you the specification of polynomial function of one or two variable, right, which may be used to determine a primitive of vertex coordinator. So vertex is, what is a vertex? You can understand the let's take the example of the polygon or triangle. So they have the each component of the graphics have the vertex, right? Remember, if it is like the polygon, it is a triangle, not like the circle. So if it is a rectangle, then each one have the vertex. So I'm right, vertex, right, and vertex having certain coordinator. Remember, vertex having the certain coordinator. When we proceed to the actual implementation, you will come to know that what is important of the vertex and how we can call vertex in the programming, right? So that you will come to know in the next lecture also, right, when we start the practical. So evaluator allow you to specify the polynomial function of one or two variable which may be used to determine the primitive's vertex coordinate, right? Normal coordinate and texture coordinator. Also, it also by using this polynomial function, one can be access the color value of the pixel, right? One can access the color value of the pixel. A polynomial map based on the Bezier basic may be specified on the attribute individually, but right now just the function of this polynomial evaluator is just to specify the coordinator of the vertex and to get the value of the pixel by using the polynomial terms, right? So this program evaluator is responsible for evaluating the polynomial terms as well as linear terms. So here is also a display list, right? So display you understood, right? As in the first lecture we said that display devices is there, right? The things which are display devices like the monitor, we can say monitor is also display devices, VDU, LCD, plasma. These all are the display devices and display list. So that list may contain the various shapes coordinate, right? Various shape coordinate or various pixel value of particular shape that we need to be display on particular display devices. That that can be a right. Let us take a triangle, right? A triangle have the vertex coordinator and the that all edges have certain pixel value. So that all the pixel value and the vertex coordinate is stored in a display list, and according to the display list, one can project the image on particular projector or particular display devices, right? So peer vertex operation and primitive assembly. So this is also a kind of the program or component of this OpenGL architecture where the operation of vertex operation has been performed. Vertex operation means translation, maybe vertex can be a translated or certain displacements happen. Primitive assembly also done by this one. Assembly certain primitive like the primitive shapes of primitive operation which can be assembled together, right? So that can be done by this component also. Pixel operation has been shown here also at the bottom of the display devices. Pixel operation, right? If the pixel is 3, it can be added or it can be subtracted. Right? If I want to display that particular image from one place to the other place, so I have to be change the coordinate of that particular image, right? Means we need to be perform the operation on the pixel of the image, right? Let's take example key at the bottom the triangle is available. So I don't want the triangle at the bottom level. I want it to the upper side of the screen. So what I should do, should make the pixel operation on the image and it should be translate to the upside, right, on the upper side of the screen. So this kind of operation is done by this component, right? Texture memory also that. So it is a memory, right? So where the texture value is stored, right? Texture value is stored, right, of the particular image or particular text, right? So that this component is responsible for that. So most important thing is here is a rasterization. So rasterization, we can say it is a scanning mechanism. Remember, it is a very, very important process of the rasterizing the image. So rasterization convert the primitive into fragments, right? Remember, next is the per fragment operation. Fragment means let's we can say there is one shapes which is a ellipse like the shapes. And if you want to that ellipse, you want to cut in the hyperbola or the parabola, right? You know hyperbola and parabola. So you have to be cut that section. After the cut of the section, you can make the various fragment of this ellipse. Remember, Fragment means what? Particular sub part of particular image. Fragment means particular sub part of the particular image. Let's I said example that there is ellipse, right? And I want the some part of the ellipse, so I should be intersect it and divide into various fragments. So this dividing the image into various fragments, it is sometimes it is also called as the rasterization, right? So rasterizing is the process of converting the particular image or particular viewport map image into the various fragment. So, right, fragment consists of the pixel location in the frame buffer. So next come in the frame buffer also. So frame buffer that also we have discussed in the last lecture also. Frame buffer is nothing but the temporary memory where the pixel value of particular image frame is stored, right? Image frame. So we can, somebody ask you again, sir, what is a frame, right? Frame is nothing but the digital value or pixel value of particular image. As I said that by using the rasterization, we can divide the image into various fragments. So if that fragment is that fragment value, if you digitalize and that value is stored in the frame buffer. So we can say in a frame buffer, the temporary values or pixel value of particular image part is stored. Yeah, image part is stored. So again, I'm repeating again, the rasterization is process of converting the whole image into various fragment, right, into a fragment. And after the fragment, the fragment values, we can say the sub image you got, their digital value is stored in the frame buffer. Remember, digital value is stored in the frame buffer. So somebody asks you what is the frame buffer? The frame buffer is nothing but the temporary memory where the pixel values of particular frame has been stored. Then what is a frame? Frame is nothing but the image parts, right? Frame is nothing but the image part, which is the digital. Yeah, which is the digital. So why, right? Which is a digital image, right? So right, from rasterization, then fragment come, and their fragment value is stored in digital form, which is a frame buffer. And frame memory is nothing but memory also. So that input from the frame buffer come to the pixel operation, right? Because as we said, there is a pixel value in the frame buffer. So if you want to perform the certain operation on particular frame, which is the digital value, that is nothing but pixel operation. The arrow is indicated from frame buffer to the pixel operation. Also the value is right is a two-way indication shown in the like CPU from the